FPJ's and Probinsyano, dubbed as brothers, is the longest-running teleshow in the Philippines, top-billed by Coco Martin as he portrayed the character of Cardo the Lisay. In today's video, we are going to take a look at Coco Martin's most nefarious villains in the series. Kindly stay with me till the end of this video. Thank you. Joaquin Tuazon, a character played by Ajo Ataide. Joaquin was envisioned to be Cardo's ultimate nemesis until the show got extended and he wasn't in it anymore. He was Cardo the Lisay's biggest enemy in the police force and even responsible for the death of his twin brother. His duel with Cardo, which led to his death, brought record-breaking ratings for the then 2-year-old show. Ajo Ataide, who played the role, received critical acclaim for playing the role, noting his brilliance in depicting Joaquin's despicable wickedness with ease and believability. Tomas Tuazon, played by Albert Martinez. Tomas was among those few great villains who made Cardo suffer much worse than many others did. Beneath his sweet nature, he was actually a criminal. He had his son Joaquin and his father-in-law Don Emilio by his side to carry out all his devilish plans against Cardo the Lisay. However, those plans proved to be futile as his death was ultimately served by Cardo when they crossed paths in prison. His death scene was among the most gruesome deaths in the show's history, with him ending up impaled through a prison metal bar. Don Emilio Syquia, or Senor Gustavo Torrealba, a character played by the late Eddie Garcia. Don Emilio made the Lisay's life miserable far longer than anyone did. He had survived several seasons of the show before finally making an exit on the show's 4th year. He is the father-in-law of Tomas Tuazon and grandfather of Joaquin Tuazon, the head of the Tuazon clan, the leader of mafia contrabands and illegal drug businesses. He is also the one who murdered Cardo and Ador's police officer father. Don Emilio ran after faking his death only to emerge as Senor Gustavo Torrealba, his secret identity. Cardo the Lisay was able to finally end his viciousness by taking down the helicopter he was using to escape after an intense battle, thereby ending Don Emilio's chapter. Homer Scorpion Adlawan, a character portrayed by John Hilario, who was highly applauded for taking the role. His death scene was considered one of the most memorable in the show, having caused more trouble than most other villains to Cardo's family and being responsible for the death of Ricky Boy and Romulo Dumaguete, the leader of Bloody Sun and Vendetta. He and Cardo had numerous battles in the show before Cardo ended his life with a shot in the head when they stormed their camp to rescue Bubbles and General Olegario. Lucas Cabrera, a role played by Edu Manzano. Lucas's rise to the presidency was made possible by his evil orchestrations. When the president of the land, Oscar Hidalgo, went missing, he had to take the chance of grabbing the highest power in the land to push his wicked schemes, and he had powerful allies and equally vile henchmen, including General Terente and his wicked son Brandon. To help realize his plans, Cardo the Lisay and the Vendetta, however, were persistently present to distract him and ultimately took him down to end his devilish deeds, thereby restoring the presidency to Oscar Hidalgo. Dante Madarang, alias Bongo, a character played by Filipino actor Baron Gisla. He was the twin brother of David Madarang, who aspired to take down Cardo to avenge his late brother, who was killed by Cardo's twin brother, Ador de Leon, during an entrapment operation. He became obsessed with thrusting the police force into a greater murder case, wherein Dante continuously slaughtered multiple police officers, including Chicoy and Major Alex Romero. He has committed several crimes such as robbery, theft, and attempted murder of Cardo de Lisa. He is often referred to as Bongo, meaning skull in English, because he sometimes wore skull marks to hide his true identity. Bongo took his own life in an explosion during his final showdown with Cardo and Task Force Aguilar. He strapped on an improvised explosive device hidden under his jacket with the goal of wiping out the elite force with him. Fortunately, Task Force Aguilar managed to escape unharmed, with Bongo causing his own demise with the explosion. Executive Secretary Arturo Padua, a role played by Filipino actor Taiso Cruz III. At the beginning of the show, he was portrayed as an honorable judge, but it is still unclear what are his greatest motivations in making Cardo's life miserable, other than Cardo holding his daughter Clarice hostage and also circumstances surrounding his daughter's death. Arturo has taken viciously reprehensive steps to hurt Cardo and his family. Also, his link with the First Lady and her drug syndicate makes him a bigger threat to Cardo, who has multiple villains to face at the same time. It's undeniable that Arturo remains one of the biggest threats to Cardo, his family, and friends. Lito Valmoria, a character played by the handsome and versatile Filipino actor Richard Gutierrez. Lito became a bigger challenge to Cardo de Lisa, his family, friends, and his relationship with his wife Aliana, whose connection with Lito goes way back to their childhood. Lito made several attempts to separate Aliana and Cardo's marriage, thereby leading Aliana to her early grave. Also, Lito's syndicate, being linked to Hipolito, provides a glimpse of how extensive the operations of his crime organization is and how abominable the devil he hides behind his angelic face. Finally, the two had a bloody showdown on a bridge where he was stabbed and killed by Cardo de Lisa for what he did to Aliana, thereby ending Lito's chapter for good. Amando Silang, a role played by actor John Estrada. Amando is a major antagonist of FPJ's Probinsyano Season 9 and former supporting ally of Ricardo de Lisa and the Task Force Aguilar. Since he befriended them only for the bounties to their heads, he officially replaced Lito after the former was killed by Cardo. Amando led and founded his own rebel forces named Assassin Forces, now transformed as a criminal and terrorist syndicate to mourn and avenge their beloved friends. Amando caused the death of Grandpa Delphine and joined forces with First Lady Lily against Cardo. After their evil deeds were exposed to the public, Cardo and his team caught up with Amando, who tried to run away through the sand dunes in the desert. Cardo murdered him in one of the most gruesome ways the show has ever seen. Amando died after both of his arms were amputated and Cardo ran over his lifeless body. Lily Ann Cortez Hidalgo, a role portrayed by Lorna Tolentino. She is the only woman to make it to this list. Lily was first projected in the show as a kind, generous woman helping the vendetta and their campaigns to end President Cabrera's regime. But she turned out to be one of the most nefarious villains, just waiting for her own turn to do the same wickedness or maybe worse than her predecessors ever did. Her aggressive and deceitful steps to get close with President Oscar Hidalgo made her the First Lady of the Republic, giving her a powerful advantage to pursue her plan of amassing so much power and thus expand the drug empire she heads across the country. Lily was so obsessed with power to the extent that she framed Grandpa Delphine, thereby forcing Task Force Aguilar to be on the run. She held President Oscar hostage and replaced him with a fake, thereby being at the helm of the country's affairs. She also joined forces with Arturo and Hipolito to make Cardo de Lisa's life a living hell. Lily was actually power-drunk, manipulative, and very calculating in every step she takes. She was actually one of the greatest villains in FPJ's Probinsyano until she was taken down and killed by Task Force Aguilar and President Oscar Hidalgo, who reclaimed his presidency. Renato Hipolito, a character played by Filipino actor John Asila. Hipolito took up the role in 2017 and has since then become a persistent headache to Cardo Delisai. He was so poised to outlast Don Emilio as the villain to confront Cardo Delisai the longest. His presence on the show has sought several arrivals and exits of other antagonists, and it was under suspicion whether his much-awaited demise would take place in the foreseeable future until he was killed by President Oscar Hidalgo in the final season. From being a Bloody Sun member to becoming the director of the National Defense Agency, then to becoming a criminal and a drug lord. Indeed, Hipolito is Cardo's greatest nemesis on this show. He has attacked Cardo severally on this show together with his right hand, Jacob. At the beginning, Hipolito looked like an honest, kind, righteous and patriotic person until his greed and intentions begin to manifest. He has joined forces with several enemies of Cardo Delisai just to bring him down. However, in the end, he was killed by President Oscar Hidalgo. Who is your greatest villain in FPJ's Probinsyano, also known as Brothers? Thanks so much for watching. Kindly don't forget to like, comment, share and subscribe. Stay safe till we meet in the next one. I love you and it's bye for now.